Pastor Roy Gerhardt from Galloway United Methodist Church in Franklin, Pennsylvania, sharing a few words of encouragement to help us follow after Jesus. Well, it's Word for Wednesday, and our word this week is pride. We've been talking about it all week. Sunday night, I had a great conversation with our junior high youth about pride and the way that it can be good and the way that it can be bad. And pride, it can be a motivator, it can be a means of celebrating, and it can be something that we share with humility with others, where we don't let it lead to us trampling over them, being the ball hog on the team, or any other kind of vile thing. But listen, pride can be so much worse than that. Pride can be like a wall that surrounds our heart. Pride can be that thing that blocks out love, that we don't really love other people because we're too preoccupied with loving ourselves, or we don't really let other people's love in, and we don't trust anyone, because trust would mean that we have to acknowledge that we need someone else. And so pride can wall us off. And you know, the Bible says in Proverbs 16:18 that pride goes before the fall. That sometimes it's when the proud come rolling along thinking that they're way up on top that they really are set up for a big fall. It's kind of like the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And that can be just a sad disaster, but let me tell you this, many times it's a breakdown that can lead to breakthrough. We see that with King Nebuchadnezzar in the book of Daniel. In Daniel chapter 4, God brought a breakdown upon King Nebuchadnezzar. He literally cut him down to size. He went from a place where he was like on top of the world, saying, I am the greatest king in the whole wide world, the greatest who's ever been, and I don't need anyone, I don't even need God, is his attitude. And when he opens his mouth and starts to express that, man, God just like flattened him and just knocked the pins out from under him. He spent 7 years living in kind of a deranged state. So look, God broke him down. And at the end of it, though Nebuchadnezzar came out of his insanity saying, you know something? I got a reality check here. God is greater than I am. And he had to look to God to say, you know something? You really are great. And he opened up his life. Now look, that breakthrough came in his life because of a breakdown. He had been witness to acts of God previous to that had not broken through. He had seen Daniel interpret another dream for him. And he had seen Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego thrown into a fiery furnace because they wouldn't bow down to his golden image, and then rescued by God. And in both of these cases, he says, wow, your God is really cool. Your God is amazing. Even to say your God is the most high God there is. And yet at the same time, he never embraced God. He never could say, my God is great, until God broke him down. You know something? There are a lot of people in this world who go to church. Some of them go to church their whole life. And they recognize that God is real. They see God working in people's lives. They'll see people who are absolutely transformed by Jesus, where they have deliverance from drug addiction or alcoholism, or they are people that they simply see transformed from, selfish, prideful, ornery people into people that have a grace that changes their heart toward others. And look, they'll see all of that. They can say, your God is really awesome. Your God is really cool. But it's never really their God. They're just there kind of observing, because there is a wall that's there in their hearts. And for many people, that wall is a wall of pride, that they don't want to have to admit that they've done something wrong and need forgiven. They don't want to have to admit that they need help and put trust in God. They want to be able to do it themselves. But listen, it's time for you and me to let go of our pride, to let God break down those walls and open up our hearts to receive the love, the goodness, the deliverance that God has for us. Let's look up today and say, my God is great above all else. May God bless you today. And as you share his good news, may God make you a blessing wherever he takes you.